All right, y'all. This is Love and Hip Hop New York. This is season 8, episode 13. We picked up right where we left off from last week with, Bianca trying to get at Brie. And, of course, because them two are getting into it, this causes Mariah Lynn and Dream Doll to get hyped up as well. So, Dream Doll, she's like, twinkle, twinkle, little thought, I just came and took your spot. And Mariah is like, that's why I just sat on Safari's face. And, of course, this causes Dream Doll to try to get at Mariah again. Remy sitting up here talking about she not sure she could work with Mariah Lynn now, and she's disappointed in her, and she can't have this type of craziness on her name and everything. And like I told y'all last week, this is pot calling the motherfucking kettle, because Remy, once again, and y'all know I fucks with Remy, but she got her nerve to be talking. Stop acting like you so above the petty shit, Remy, okay? Because you still got this ongoing beef with Nicki Minaj and everything, and I guess Remy feels as though she can talk because her and Nicki haven't gotten physical with one another, but it's still the whole point that you the last person that should be talking about some petty shit or whatever when you and this girl are still beefing. And I'm not gonna sit up here and say that Remy is just is the only one who been taking shots during this whole entire beef. I feel like Nicki been taking shots too. They both been taking shots at each other. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I said, Remy got her nerve to be talking, and I was just kind of irritated with that. And then motherfucking Mother Love Yandy sitting up here telling Dream Doll and Brie, because they took Bianca and Mariah outside. She's telling, Dream Doll and Brie, I commend y'all or whatever. Like, I felt like y'all really was trying to come in here on some grown woman, mature shit or whatever. And I'm just like, did you not hear Brie call Bianca a thought and a liar and all this other stuff? Like, huh? Like, girl, Yandy, if you don't sit your motherfucking ass down somewhere with that bullshit. So, Remy, she goes downstairs to talk to Mariah and Bianca, and she's like, what was all of that about? Like, really? You know what I'm saying? And Mariah's like, listen, they came in on the bullshit, I was just being a loyal friend and everything. And Remy is like, at the same time, being a loyal friend, you supposed to tell your friends when they wrong too, which is true and everything. But I'm gonna get there in a minute. I was about to talk about Bianca, but I'm about to get there. But Yandy, back upstairs with Yandy, she's telling Dream Doll and Brie that she wanted to go, she wanted to take them all to St. Martin and everything so they could come together and help out with the hurricane relief and everything, this, that, and the third. But she says that she's not going to take Bianca and everything because she's too much of a risk, this, that, and the third. But now she got to think about taking the rest of them or whatever. And listen, I told y'all before, Bianca needs to get that shit together with her temper before people don't want to work with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be sitting up here getting about your seat every time somebody says some shit you don't like. You know what I'm saying? Granted, even though I don't like Brie, but but I'm just saying, you can't be sitting up here getting about your seat every time somebody says something that you don't like. You know what I mean? But I just hate how Yandy and whoever else be sitting up here just trying to act like as if it's just Bianca. She don't never hold the other person or the other people accountable for their actions as well. And Yandy sitting up here claiming how Bianca is like a little sister to her, where I can't fucking tell. Yandy full of shit. Okay, so anyways, Remy and Pap, they have a conversation, and Remy is telling him pretty much about what went down with the whole meeting and how it was a disaster. And Pap is disappointed in Bianca and everything or whatever for fighting or trying to fight or whatever around Remy. And I'm just like, whatever. But so she's telling him about the St. Martin trip, and he's like, no, you can't go because we supposed to be doing in vitro in the next couple of weeks and everything, and you got to be here and this, that, and the third. So Remy is bummed out about that because she wanted to go, but it is what it is. her husband comes first. So then we have Anais and Jonathan. They go to this club that they used to go to all the time, and he invited Juju and Yandy to the club as well. And so, he lets Anais know that he invited them and everything. And Anais is cool, with Juju coming. She don't have problems with Juju, but once she heard Yandy's name, she was like, Yandy, you know what I mean? And of course, Anais, she's she is a very territorial type of friend or whatever. She's jealous or whatever, and she feels as though Yandy acts like she's better than her, and Yandy do be acting like she better than people and everything. And of course, that gets on everybody's nerves. But so Juju and Anais come and everything, and Juju and Yandy, I'm sorry. So Anais is welcoming Juju with open arms and everything, and she's like, I like you or whatever, this, that, and the third, but I ain't sure about Yandy. And she tells Yandy, I feel as though, you stole Jonathan from me and everything. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I hate when people have a best friend and act like they best friend can't have more than one friend or whatever. Like, that shit is just fucking childish. But, Yandy is like, this is my best friend too. Like, we're sharing him. Like, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? And Yandy, she proceeds to tell them about the sit down with the girls and how it was a disaster. And Jonathan is like, well, I think that Anais would be a great addition to this trip or whatever. And Yandy was kind of being shady, like, I don't know if I want that wretched ass bitch to come. That's the look that she had on her face, like, I don't know if I want that wretched ass bitch to come on my trip or whatever. But and Jonathan he peeps it. He's like, what's the problem? And, Yandy is like, well, I just wanted to be about the people and everything, this, that, and the third. And Anais is like, well, I'm from the island, so, I want to give back too and everything. So, Anais is going to be going on the trip. And, the DJ, the person that was DJing at the club, he, I don't know, was it a girl or a guy? I think it was a girl. She spots Anais out or whatever and wants Anais to perform her song. I didn't really pay too much attention, so don't ask me how I felt about the shit. But anyways, so then we have Yandy and Remy meeting up. Yandy didn't want to disturb Juju as far as the planning is concerned with the trip or whatever, being as though Juju is newly single and she's still dealing with that. So she called Remy in to help her. So they talk about the meeting and everything and how Bianca got to stay home and this, that, and the third, and she got to figure out if she want to bring the other girls or not. And then Remy is like, well, speaking of that, I can't go on the trip either. And Yandy is bummed out. She's like, why you can't go, whatever. And she's like, well, I'm about to start the in vitro process and everything. And, he's saying that the doctor's saying that I got to stay here, this, that, and the third. So Remy understands. I mean, Yandy understands. I'm getting everybody name fucked up today, y'all. I'm sorry. Yandy understands. So then Pep and Safari, they come in or whatever. And, since Remy is not going to be able to go on the trip, she tells Safari he should go or whatever. And Safari is cool. He wants to have his coconut oil on his body and have his fur going on or whatever. Y'all know how Safari do. And so he says that, he wants to remix his song called Paradise and have, I guess the girls on the song with him. And he wants to donate the proceeds, to the people down there in St. Martin. So Safari's going to be going on the trip as well. And then speaking of Safari, we have him performing at this club. Juju, she's there, and it's a fur coat album release. So he wanted everybody to wear their fur and everything. And I'm just like, this motherfucker in his fur, okay? But anyway, so Jacquay and Cayenne, they show up to support. Safari, he apologizes again or whatever. And I'm like, Safari, stop apologizing for that bullshit. You ain't know. You know what I mean? But so Cayenne, she's like, where's Ja ex at? Talking about Ja Quay and Safari, because Sophia is both of their exes. And that's when, Safari was like, listen, I thought I was doing the good thing. I didn't know about you and whatever, whatever. So, that's when Cayenne proceeds to tell Juju her version of the story of what happened between her and Sophia, the body. So then, so yeah, Safari. I felt myself I was about to say DJ Self. That's why I was like, wait a minute, who am I about to say here? So Safari tells Jacquay about the St. Martin trip because he wants him to be on the song as well and everything. So Jacquay is going to be coming too. Y'all see, this is like some real nigga shit. Okay, you plan the trip out for a certain amount of people to come, and then people just keep on adding on people to come. But anyway, so then we have Juju and Yandy. Juju is packing as if she's going to be in St. Martin for like a whole month when they only going to be there for 36 hours. But I kind of can't blame Juju because I probably would be the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like anytime I go out of town, matter of fact, anytime I go out of town, I overpack. So, yeah, I wasn't, tripping off of Juju, on that or whatever. So, Juju tells Yandy about Safari inviting Jacquay. And at first, Yandy was like, what? But, she's cool with Jacquay. And she's like, the more hands, the better. So, she says that, Bree and Mariah are going to be going on the trip and everything. And so, Juju is like, so what happened? You didn't really get too much into detail about the situation at the sit down or whatever. So, who was the ringleader? And of course, Yandy is still blaming Bianca as if, it wasn't 3 other people that was involved in this whole entire situation. See what I mean? Like, I don't like that shit. But anyway, so, Yandy, I guess she's not putting too much blame on Mariah. She's like, it was just a loyalty thing. She was being loyal to Bianca. But, Yandy says that she wants to keep Mariah and Bree separate. So Bree is going to be with her and Mariah is going to be with Juju. So then Mariah and Self have a conversation. Pretty much Self is just reprimanding her or whatever about the sit down because he got the call from Yandy and Yandy told him what went down. He tells her about the St. Martin trip and that she's going to be going and that, he wants her to be on her best behavior and help the people out down there. But he also tells, Mariah about Bree showing up to the trip as well and everything. And, Mariah's not too happy about that, but she says that she's, going to behave or whatever. So, cool. So now we're in St. Martin, and like I said, Bree, Jonathan, Anais, and Yandy, they all are staying in a villa together, and Jonathan, Bree, and Yandy, they're, putting stuff in boxes or whatever, this, that, and the third. Anais, she comes in the room in this one-piece bathing suit or whatever, and she starts pouring herself a cocktail and everything. And, Jonathan is like, listen, I brought you here to help or whatever. And Anais is like, what? I am helping and everything. And Jonathan is like, yeah, to a cocktail. And Anais is like, whose side are you on or whatever, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, Anais, stop. Stop trying to make that boy choose sides between you and Yandy. You feel what I'm saying? But, I ain't gonna lie, though. Had it been me, I probably would have been drinking a cocktail and putting stuff in the boxes at the same time, I guess I could kind of understand where Anais is coming from. Like, she want to have a little bit of fun, but at the same time, what y'all down there for, Anais. Like, the least you could have did was help them with the boxes and everything. Like I said, I probably would have had a little bit of a cocktail myself and been putting stuff in the boxes at the same time, because I could multitask like that. But yeah, anyway, so Anais feels as though they attacking her and everything, and Yandy is like, was it an attack, when we was all at Jonathan's dinner and you sat around and told his whole family about the orgy that y'all had, and I don't want to know nothing about what he was doing with you. And Anais is like, but then y'all ain't real friends then. And they like, what are you talking about? And she's like, because all my friends know about, me and my penises and everything. And so Yandy is like, so you got a penis too? I said, bitch, you knew what you was doing when you said that shit. Because y'all know people, like I said before, people been saying, all season that they think Anais is a man and this, that, and the third. So, but I mean, hey, Anais sets herself up for the damn joke. So, I mean, but anyway, so, Anais is like, so you calling me a man or whatever? And Yandy is like, no, I'm not calling you a man. And then Jonathan is like, she's not calling you a man, like, calm down, and this, that, and the third. And, Anais still going off and everything, blah, blah, blah. She just walks away and just continues to drink her cocktail. So then we have, Juju, Safari, Mariah, and Jacquay showing up. Cayenne, she's going to come in, the next day or whatever because she had some business she had to handle. They start drinking and everything. And that's even more the reason why I'm like, well, shit. I mean, if they drinking, but I mean, hey, I'm just saying. But anyways, so Mariah finds out that Jacquay invited Cayenne to the trip or whatever, and Mariah's like, I'm just gonna sip my drink, and they like, what's wrong or whatever, and she's like, Cayenne and Bree got issues, right? Jacquay already know about this shit, and of course this is gonna put Jacquay in a bad position once again, because, Cayenne is his girl, and then Bree is like a sister to him, just like the same thing with, Bree and Bianca both being like sisters to him. So, Juju reminds them that once again, it's about the people or whatever. We can, party later and everything. So, then we have Bianca back in New York. She feeling salty because, Yandy took Bree and Mariah when they all were in the same fight. And I said, shit, okay. I'm saying, like Yandy, you sitting up here still taking Mariah and Bree or whatever as if once again it wasn't 4 people in this situation. You know what I mean? And so yeah, if I was Bianca, I probably would have felt some type of way too. I'm not even going front. But anyway, so she meets up with Hennessy, Cardi B's sister, and she needs Hennessy to style her for some upcoming shows or whatever that she's supposed to be having. And so she tells Hennessy about the situation with Bree and how she's kind of mad at Mariah because Mariah didn't even tell her that she was going on this trip or whatever. So they gonna have to have a talk or whatever, I guess, when Mariah get back. So then back in St. Martin, it's the next day. They're serving food to the kids, on their way to school. And, Yandy, she goes off to the side for like a quick break, her and Safari, and they're just talking, having conversation, good vibes or whatever. And Anais decides to go take a break as well. And she goes to where Safari and Yandy is at. And, she wants to pull Yandy to the side to have a conversation with her because she's still not feeling right about what happened the day before between them. And so Anais, here she goes sitting up here talking about I'm not liking this plot between you and Jonathan, and I would appreciate it if you leave him behind while we trying to work on our shit or whatever. And I'm just like, girl, what? Do you hear how you sound right now? Like, really? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, Yandy is like, let's be clear. What you did yesterday was foolish. And then, Anais is like, girl, I'm in the islands. Like, what you thought you was going to the Oscars or something, this, that, and the third, and don't come for me because, the crazy bitch gonna come out. And Yandy is like, well, I deal with crazy, really well. And, Yandy is like, listen, Jonathan is my baby. That's my friend. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't got time for this. We can have this conversation, later. Like, this is about the kids. Let's focus on the kids and everything. And the whole time she was saying that, all I could think about was motherfucking Tara's ass and it being about the kids. But Yandy walks away from her paying Anais dust or whatever. Anais still talking or whatever. Is Yandy walking away looking crazy as fuck? Okay. I can't. I just, yeah. That was the episode, you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys come back. I apologize if I was all over the place. But I'll see y'all in the next video. Actually, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop Miami. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all.